to my channel. It's time for some logical lotto cracking, and I am the Logical Lotto Cracker. My name is James, and I'm going to give you some tools to help crack the lotto. One disclaimer, though, is that there is no guarantee that any of the information that I'm providing here in this video is going to help you win. This is just for entertainment and for fun. So I want to give you a tool to use, and this is a real simple little tool, but it's kind of fun, right? Because if you're going to have a bunch of sets of numbers, you know, what good is that if you can't randomize or shuffle those numbers? So this little utility that I'm about to make is simply just a little shuffling tool. So it's really easy to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new directory. We're going to need some tools for this. So this is one of those tools, and we're going to call it, let's call it programs instead of tools, because some of them will be tools and some of them will be like more like hierarchy programs. I think by the time we get through this, we're really building an application here. But so I'm going to cd into the programs directory, and I'm going to create a new Perl script. This is another script that I actually got from the internet somewhere. And again, I got this stuff years ago. I don't really know who wrote this. It's very simple, very, very straightforward little bit of code. So I'm just going to VI this little script that's going to be called shuffle.pl. So shuffle.perl, and I'm going to do a # bang / user bin Perl, and then paste in my little blurb of code from the internet. So it's going to cat $1 and pipe that to Perl, and then it's going to do the little Perl code here, which, like I mentioned before, I'm not really a Perl expert. So this is just a cool little utility there, and as usual, this will not have executable access by default, so I'm going to chmod that 750 just like we did with in episode 1 for that previous Perl script. And here we have the shuffle.perl script ready to go, but you have to feed it the file that you want to shuffle. So let me take a little quick trip into our scrubbers now. Now actually there's a little bit of a fix that we need to do here, because there's two different bits of here. There's a scrubber data and a scrubber script, right? So we need to make dir scripts and make dir data, and then move the scrubber.0 under data, and then move the generate numbers Perl under scripts. The reason why is because things become very, very convoluted, and if we don't organize this now, we're going to end up in a world of hurt later on when we're trying to remember or figure out what we did. So now we know that if we're going to want to shuffle something, it's going to be a data file, right? So it's going to be scrubber 0, and this is the path to it. So now let's go back. So we're currently in the programs directory now, and we have the shuffle.perl script in here. So if I execute the command of shuffle.perl, and then I feed into it this data file that we have, the data file is completely in order. The first line of it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last line of it is the 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So if I run this, you'll see it's going to come back with randomized numbers. So you know, it's nice to randomize, because then you can just take, like, oh, I'm just going to take these sets of numbers and run with these sets of numbers. So the randomizer is just a nice little utility to have, and that was the objective of this particular script, was just to create the randomizer, and you have the code, and you can implement that on your system. As I had mentioned in the past, I will upload this to GitHub somewhere at some point in time, and at that point in time, the code will be available as well. So far, we haven't really gotten that deep into it. But anyway, thank you so much for joining, And I'm looking forward to the next session where we'll actually start to dig into some code that should start to get a little bit more interesting, perhaps. And I'm looking forward to the next session where we'll be digging into some code that will perhaps be a little bit more interesting. We'll start to actually get us into a place where we're eliminating number sets. Otherwise, if you do like this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and keep up with what's going on here. In the meanwhile, have a great weekend and thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming here.